Hey guys, we're back with Prime Talks, and today's topic we're gonna talk about main character syndrome. Is it empowerment or is it ego? Yeah. But I'm not gonna be alone today. I have two co-hosts, if you can see. My first one is
Scooter Gilliard,
followed by
Brighton Gabriel.
yeah. So today, when you talk about main character syndrome, we're talking about you putting your life in a way that you're living in a movie. So it's all about like you fantasizing a figment of like reality that is so like movie-ish, like movie. Like you're always the main character of your own story and you're just vibing with it and stuff like that. But sometimes people kind of take it a little bit too far and sometimes it's just right. So, what do you think about like the positive side of like main character syndrome?
When you talk about the main character syndrome, it has the positive side and also the negative sides. And on the positive sides, main character syndrome is like you create your mental health.
Right.
To me, because sometimes you have to be alone. You have to make your brain have composure. You have to relax for your own benefit. You feel me? Yeah. And also, it's like, let me say, you can even build for yourself personal brand. You feel me? Notice how people create the content in Instagram. They show off about their lifestyle. Yeah, like that. You can show I do good things. I do this. I do this. You create your own. You share to people how you live, how your life goes.
So you're saying that it's more on the side of just empowering other people to try to live your life because you're living in a specific way, like you're doing things that are like beneficial to the public, right?
Yeah,
So like, what do you think? Like on your side, like what do you think about it? Because I feel like sometimes people take it a little bit too far and becomes like egotistical, right? What do you think?
Well, I think when you speak about the main character syndrome, it's also related to romanticizing your life memories. And when we talk about romanticizing your life memories, it's also includes taking each moment in your life and valuing it as it's supposed to be valued. Many people take their moments or their memories for granted. You know, I saw a quote today that says the goal is to die with memories and not to die with dreams. Yep.
Alright.
In our life, we meet different people. Like, for example, I might have met Naima like for like a month back, I think so. But the moments that I've shared with her are very, how can I say this? They're very amazing, life changing, memorable, beautiful.
Oh, life changing.
Yeah. Because people like her, when you meet them, when you look them in the eye, you see each and everything that you've been missing or searching for in your life. Wow, let's find peace. We're so good. You find everything that you've been missing. And I think that somebody like her, they are like the people who you call foil characters, the people who shape the main character in your, who shape the main character in the story. And in that story, I'm the main character. I need foil characters like Nema, like Brighton, to shape my story, to shape my movie. And when I have people like this, they give me memories. And when I romanticize these memories, I get the best life, I get empowered. And that is what I think its main character syndrome is all about.
yeah, that's good. Let me add on that, because even you can say about romanticizing your lifestyle. There's in our life we set goals. Yeah, we set goals. Said I have to be here, but you can make even a single step. Like let's take an example to a little baby when she tries to stand up. You feel so great. Oh, my kid has done this, and that's how life is.
Yeah, those are
You
the memories you
give
create.
a single step,
Yeah,
you cheer up for yourself. You be happy.
the moments in life.
Ah, that's so great.
The first born baby, dada.
Hey, dada, mama, yeah, like that.
But okay, so like what you guys are basically trying to tell the public that it's not only about like yourself as the main character, but like your side characters also matter. And that shows empathy. So it's like you put yourself in order for you to like put yourself in the balance between it being egotistical and it being empowerment, you need to be able to also consider the side characters, you also need to put yourself in their shoes and be empathetic towards them. So it's not only about you being the main character, but it's also about how you basically treat other people in the story that you're like going with. Because like
How you
obviously you're all in college, right? And you all have like people that we're studying with, or people that we're in the same groups with, people who are sharing academic like issues with. And so like it's not only about you, it's not only about your idea, but it's also about what other people also say.
Yeah.
Right? You need to hear other voices besides just your own, but you also need to prioritize yourself, right, in some cases, right?
Yeah, of course, of course. I'm going to talk about desire of point. No, I mean desire of impact. Desire of impact. Because Gen Zs,
Yeah.
in this world today,
Yeah.
people have much desire to show their impact.
Yeah.
You know, let's say, for instance, you individually, you have your own impact that I need to make some changes. I need to make some a name for myself. Yeah, an evolutional development for myself.
Yeah.
And so as I can give an impact to the society. Oh, that guy has done this. Oh, this has done this. Oh, this and this. Yeah. So I guess even that is the right thing.
Yeah.
For personal what?
Main character syndrome.
Yeah, main character syndrome.
I found it.
But yeah, in saying so, there are also like a lot of like negative sides towards like main character syndrome. Like when you say, for instance, like the escapism or like avoidance. Like a lot of people avoid being authentic because they're so like fixated on trying to perform for the public. They're so fixated on trying to like generate an image.
They lose themselves.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
generate this type of image that is a little bit unrealistic to their real life, just so that they can post it on social media and the people can see like, okay, this is me being the main character, like this is how I live my life and stuff like that. But in real sense, you're avoiding being like artistic. You're avoiding being yourself because you're trying so hard to impress the public. And I feel like that's the negative side on it, because like you're trying so hard to be the main character, and for people to see that you're the main character, that you end up like losing your originality. You lose yourself. And I feel like that's like a very big negative factor on the side of like generalizing,
Yeah, for real.
main
For real.
characters.
And let me add on that. There's let me share a little story about one movie. It's called He's All That I Got. You know, do you know it? Yeah. The movie it talks about what I've said just recently. Cause that girl she used to wake up. Oh, hey, good morning, everyone. Yeah, but
She had like a full set of makeup.
a full set of makeup when she pretends to wake up. Then at the end of the day, the guy determined that this girl she's using me for her own benefit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the other side of effect, it can even cause to you to lose some friends,
Yeah.
Sure.
lose close people. The most important people to you, they can get lost because of personal issues like
Yeah.
that.
True that. True that.
That we call faking.
Yeah. A lot of people in our generation do bake their lives. So what do you think? It's another effort.
Yeah. Well, I think also there is that constant pressure, which leads to that. It's the constant pressure that one needs feels like he or she is supposed to be interesting, like most of the time. And when you have that pressure, it makes you have an identity crisis. I'm gonna follow Tony and also give a reference from a movie.
Yeah.
I've watched this series recently. It's called Por American. If anybody has watched it.
No,
This guy, he's called JJ. JJ, he's a quarterback, and like for the most part of his life, since high school till he went to college, he was the fun one, the most fun one, like in the among the group. They call their group the Vortex, So like in the Vortex, he was the fun guy. He was the one who like lived the life. He's the one who organized all the parties and everything. the funny one, everything about humor. They went to JJ. So like when JJ went to college, the pressure increased, like, so it increased to a part where that he couldn't separate or organize his life in like he had football and he also had his friends. Like in America, in the US, they have these, it's like in Africa we call them clubs, but I don't think we can call them clubs. They're those gammas. Like they have a frat house, yeah, they have frat houses, yeah. Yeah, so like he was named like the vice president, like so he had to organize parties constantly, but he couldn't do that because he also had football practices. And as you know, as any athlete is required to sleep early, reduce alcohol intakes in the body or any drugs in order to stay fit. So JJ had trouble like mixing those two, being the funny one, being the fun guy, and also being the serious guy, like the serious athlete, competitive athlete, by not taking drugs or using any alcohol. So like he had this constant pressure about, I want to be the most interesting JJ who I was in high school, and I want to continue being that until I make it to the NFL. But when you come to life's reality, you can't do like Waswahili, they say like mshika mawili moja humponyoka. Yeah. You can't hold them both and be great at both of them. You have to sacrifice one of them. So JJ at the end, he knew that I had to sacrifice being the funny guy, being the guy of the parties, the head of the parties, in order to be a great athlete. Yes. So like for anybody out there who's holding on to that constant pressure of being the most interesting person in the room or in the group, in their vortex or whatever they may be calling themselves, I has to understand. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the goblins are like,
The icon, I know these, I know these. Yeah.
There's no Bontown. Yeah, Bontown. They just have to understand that in life, sometimes it's all right to let things go. Some things go. As you grow, there are things which you have to let go. Either being the funny one, being the polite one. Sometimes people are very polite. They find themselves being interesting by being polite. Sometimes you just have to be strict in order for people to take you seriously or for people to respect you. Yeah. So
I feel like it's just a matter like when you grow older, you just need to like start focusing on like you need to prioritize your goals. Like it shouldn't always be about
Yeah,
you trying
those are
to
facts.
be the it person. Shouldn't always you be trying to be like somebody that is so known to everybody because of specific characteristics. Sometimes I feel like we need to settle down and we need to like prioritize the things that are most important to us because I'm in my first year. Some people are in the third year, some people are in the second years, and obviously like it reaches a point of time when you need to start prioritizing things that are more important than you and you need to like put stuff like partying and clubs and stuff like that aside.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need to focus on your goals and focus on your life because by the end of the day, you're going to graduate, you're going to move on with your life, and sometimes you're not going to stay friends with the same people that you were with. So it's like, why were you wasting your time trying to like convince other people that you're all that? In real sense, at the end of the day, you need to lead, you need to find a job, you need to create a life for yourself, a living, and then like all of that stuff no longer matters. So sometimes it's not like you should stop being yourself, like you should stop having fun, but like you should also like prioritize, like learn to prioritize the important things sometimes. It shouldn't always be about fun and games. That's all, basically.
Yeah, also in addition to that,
Yeah.
another side effect of self-being. Because we have on the social media, let's get back to social media.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everyone likes the social media. Myself, I like social media. They do. Everyone loves social. But there's one thing we call wastage of time. Somebody can take his whole time. Oh, I want to make a good content, so let me take some time. And yet maybe he has a session. I'm talking about the students. He has a session. Oh, let me do something. I have a content. I have to do my hair, my what? Yeah, I make a good content. Yeah, like this. No, 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 no. But you just waste your time. There's every time has is I mean everything has to be done at the right time, no?
Yeah.
There's time of this, there's time of this, and time of this. Now, people think that I have to show up to the society by creating contents. Okay, it's not good, it's not bad, but you have to watch about the time. Now, time matters. You waste a lot of time doing funny stuff, maybe on TikTok, on Instagram. I like my phone, I like having my own time in Instagram, but that's not the way of living. Do things in
Okay.
in the
Really matter. Like you should like put your things systematic. Like if it's time for you to create content, it should be time for you to create content. If it's time for you to sit down and do your assignments or go to class or do things that are important, do those things. You cannot combine those things like together because by the end of the day, you're there, like you're in an institution for a reason. Like there's something that you went to get there. Like you went to get educated and you're expecting to get good academic results. I'm talking about the side of student stuff. So it's like if you're gonna be doing your own personal things, like so there's loads of people who are like models and loads of people who are influencers and stuff like that, and they're all like Gen Zs, like our ages. And so obviously you just need to be able to like section your time, like time for you to do those things and time for you to be serious with your studies. But if you're like above that level, if you're already like starting off your life, like you already have like a family and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it's also important for you to also prioritize your goals and like, cause like if you have a family, you know, you like there are specific things that you need to do because you're taking care of not only yourself, but you're taking care of your family as well. And so like you need to prioritize yourself, of course, but you also need to prioritize like the people that you're with, you know, your family and everything. So it's like it's not always about fun and games, as you said before. It's also about like sitting down and generating goals and like following them. Because it's one thing to have many dreams, but it's a completely different thing to actually follow your dreams. A lot of people like have so many dreams, like we have fixated on so many things, all doing these things at the same time. But like for me, I feel like personally, I only have one dream and I work on that dream every single day. Because at least that way I have some sort of guarantee that I can actually like excel in that one thing. But when you have like so many dreams, your mind is always like everywhere. Like your mind is always like, I need to create content. Oh no, I need to go to work. Or I need to do this and that. So it's like I feel like you're like confusing yourself. But it's not a bad thing to have many dreams. I'm just saying like it makes you so unoriented. Like you really don't know where you're going, like what you're doing. Like
it's like say hindering the act of 3 elements.
this doesn't work out. Let's go with this. Let's go with this. Just like have like two or one like
Yeah.
main goal.
Professors usually say that like there are dreams and there are hobbies. That's why even in universities there are majors and there are other sub courses which you hate, you know? Yeah. Yeah. So like if you're not like an artist, you know, you love to draw or paint. And you also, you know, you can sing, you can do like other stuffs like what do you call people who make clays, like clay pots?
Potter.
Yeah,
Pottery.
yeah, if you're a potter. So you can focus on painting, but you can't lose all of your hobbies. Like you should take like a little time whereby you can sing, you can pot, you can do that pottering stuff. You can also come here, you can host, but never lose focus on that main dream, which is being an artist, you know?
So I feel like something else is like the issue of like competence. And like sometimes people try so hard to become the main character where it reaches a point where they become so consumed in it that they start becoming so selfish and self-centered that everything becomes like everything revolves. They start feeling like everything revolves around them and everything becomes about them. And they tend to forget the presence of other people, or they tend to forget how like the way they're acting, their self-centeredness actually affects other people. Because like I have a best friend, right? And if I decide that in our relationship, I make everything about myself, I prioritize myself more than I prioritize my best friend. By the end of the day, I'm going to be a self-centered individual that doesn't care about other people. But as long as I get what I need, as long as I put myself in a position where I am seen, other people are not, I'm like satisfied with it. So yeah, like basically the main character syndrome, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, I feel like by the end of the day, just prioritize your goals. Like be yourself and prioritize your goal. Right.
Even in addition to that, prioritize your goal, but also remember the people behind you, the people around you. the people who are coming forward to you. Because at the end of the day, we can go have kids. Some people are going to be maybe priests, are going to be priests. No. Listen up. People are going to be the priests, and you have to focus. Oh, how can I treat my we call them
Congregation.
yeah, my followers? How am I going to treat the other Christians? So remember, the people behind you who raised you,
Yeah.
the people around you who you are with in that current situation, and the people ahead you who you don't know who are you going
Who are
to meet,
looking up to you.
and who are they going to be, and
Yeah.
who are they going to be kind of. So don't be only self. It's important for self, but also keep on those aspects.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. I feel like sometimes we forget that, you know, people watch content, like children, like people who are like kids who are in their like early teenage stages are also watching our content. So the more you put out things that like make yourself looking self-centered to other people, is like the more you're influencing the youth, like the Gen Alphas, the Gen Betas, like the youngers, like the younger people. You're influencing them to be like you. On your real sense, you may not even be living your real life. So like you prioritizing like you forcing yourself to be the main character, making other people know that you're the main character, also makes people that watch your content try to follow you, and you end up like basically messing up like young children's minds. So it's like the way we try to like act like Tyler, or the way we try to act like Cardi B, like that's not us. That's not us living our real life. That's us trying to generate a main character image for other people to see. And by the end of the day, other people who are younger than us also get influenced negatively to become like that. In real sense, it's not even a good character. So be cautious about the things that you're putting on the social media. Make sure that you know that it's not only about you, but think about the followers. Think about the people who are actually looking at you do all this stuff. Feel like you realize that you're also messing up other people's lives. So be careful on the content that you put on social media.
Do you have anything?
I also think that apart from influencers or hosts of different shows being purple with their content, I think also the audience is supposed to be smart. They're supposed also sometimes, even I think even us, we say a lot of things during our session. Some of them might be positive, some of them might be negative. Yeah. The audience has to do their work, like they have to know how to pick the good from the bad. Sometimes we don't mention or we are not planning on implementing the negative things to our society, but we say stuff without meaning them. So they are the one who have to kick the positive from the negative, because sometimes people don't do things on purpose. So yeah, they're supposed to be smart too.
Can never be perfect.
Yeah.
Sure. Anyway, to conclude today's segment on Time Talks, I would just like to say that you've heard from us. I'm sure that you've understood us. So if you have anything to ask, feel free to comment down below in the videos. And if you are curious about anything or you want to share your experience with us, just, share your experience. Let other people know the other side of the world, your side. And all in all, I feel like the most important thing is just be yourself, be authentic, focus on your goals, focus on living life to the fullest, honestly. But as you're living life to the fullest, also consider the people who are around you, the people you're going to find in the future, and the people that raise you, because they also play an influential role in who you are today. So I guess next time on Prime Talks, we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship. So see you then.
Bye.